this is Andrea Schulman again, and in today's video, we're going to talk about silly little things you may be doing that are creating bad karma in your life. These are not big, obvious things like killing people or stealing from people, but rather they're small, very normalized behaviors lots of people do, and are even things that people often think are good for them to be doing. Now, if you are excited to watch today's video, please give it a thumbs up right now, and let's just go ahead and get on into it. All right, so for the first silly habit, some people aren't gonna like this one. That's okay, you don't have to like it. I would recommend shifting it or changing it, but hey, do what you're gonna do. But the habit is taking preventive measures. And what I mean by that is doing what you can to prevent negative things from happening. A lot of times we look at this in terms of the medical profession. So going to look and see if I have XYZ problem, if there's anything that's indicating I'm gonna have XYZ issue down the road. Now, preventive measures are often seen as a good thing. They are things that a lot of people are doing because they believe it is helpful. They believe it is preventing problems from occurring in their lives. However, preventive measures create very poor karma. Whatever it is that you are focused on, looking for, is what you will draw more of into your life. So if I am in the habit of trying to catch issues before they show up, I am actively projecting the kind of energy that is going to get me on a karmic wheel where there are more things that arise into my life to scare me into thinking I need to check and make sure there's no problems before I move forward. And taking preventive measures is pervasive in our world culture, not just within medicine, but in all different areas. So like if you're leaving to go on vacation, and you're obsessively going around the house making sure that everything is exactly where it needs to be, all the water is shut off and the appliances are closed down and the doors are closed, and you're checking. What you're doing is you're priming your energy to make you more receptive to those kinds of problems occurring in your reality. There's a certain element of trust that occurs when you just act and move on, rather than not act, but scurry around back here trying to make sure everything's right before you act. That keeps your energy kind of pointed behind you in a negative direction and puts you in a karmic cycle you do not want to be a part of. If there's no actual problem that's actually occurring in your life, there's no reason to go looking for a problem. Okay, so preventive measures are a way of looking for problems that do not exist, and unfortunately, making yourself more receptive karmically to creating those exact events. Oh, and by the way, today is the very last day to enroll in my Signs from the Universe course. I only open up this course for enrollment 2 times a year. It's been open this past week, but it is closing today. And so if you would like to learn more about how to receive guidance from the universe so that you make karmic decisions that really work for you rather than against you, please make sure to check out the link below in the description. Okay, now the second silly habit that creates bad karma is hoarding. Holding on to things. This one was pretty challenging for me to break. I used to be pretty substantial at hoarding things. And what I mean by that is holding on to things beyond the point that you actually need them, because on some level you're concerned you might need them someday. So this might be keeping old shoes or old clothes. For me, it was a lot of paperwork. Like I might need these papers someday. I might need these receipts someday. And while excessive hoarding is often frowned upon, a lot of people do kind of hold on to things long past their expiration date out of a degree of fear that they might need it later. Hoarding creates terrible karma because underlying hoarding is, of course, a lot of fear. A fear that you need this thing in order to be okay. Also a fear that you won't be able to receive what you need if you might need it at some point. I know before I became much better at manifesting money, I always had kind of this concern about money. And so I hoarded money like big time. Like I didn't want to spend it. I didn't want to use it at all frivolously. I tried to save and coupon as much as humanly possible. But in hoarding my money, I put a big block on the flow of money back to me. That's something to understand about the karmic balance when it comes to possessions. We don't ever want to be holding on to possessions very tightly because what that means is our hands are full and we don't have them open to receive what's coming next. A much better energetic strategy is to get rid of things that you don't need when they no longer serve their purpose. A good rule of thumb that I like to use in my possessions is if I see something laying around and I haven't used it in a year, it's definitely time for that thing to go. Either, you sell it, give it to a home that could use it, or just dispose of it. Hoarding things, holding on to things out of fear that you might need them really puts you in a negative energetic state where you block things from coming that would be more advantageous to you now. Okay, now the third silly habit that creates poor karma is protection. Protection. Locking things up. Security. Passcodes. These are things that are just so ingrained in the world that we live in, but they do create terrible karma. And with all of these things, I should mention, I wouldn't recommend just getting rid of all of these immediately and totally, because if you're doing these things, you probably have a degree of faith that they are helping you. And to completely eradicate them immediately would put you in a state of fear, which is not good. Okay, but if you can gradually start reducing these and allow that to amplify, you'll notice that things tend to improve for you because you're not projecting so much negative karma. But let me get into why the safety and security measures are not good for karma. If you're in the habit of locking things up, guarding your possessions, clutching your purse tight, do you trust the people around you? Do you trust others? No. And that's the fundamental issue, energetic issue, that comes with excessive security measures. Locking up your home, making sure all the windows are closed, turning on the alarm, keeping everything closed away. It's a very strong projection of a lack of trust in humanity. And so in doing that, you are unconsciously drawing to yourself karmic situations where untrustworthy people filter through into your reality. When I first had this revelation about security issues, I was a high school teacher, and I decided to try and put it to the test. I had previously always taken my purse and locked it up in my room because I taught high schoolers. And of course, you know how untrustworthy those high schoolers are. But I realized I didn't want to be putting out that untrustworthy karmic message. And I just started leaving my purse in plain sight, full of money, and my keys, and everything else, and did this for years. And not once did a single student steal anything. Because the karmic message that you're displaying in that kind of a situation is, I trust you. I think you can be trusted. And also, who cares about this crap? I can get more crap whenever I need it. I know the point of locking things up and passcodes and all of that we can feel very connected to because we feel concerned. But please understand that the concern is creating a lot of negative karma in your life that you do not want to experience. And of course, if you'd like some more tips and tricks on working with energy so that life works out for you better, please do remember that that Signs from the Universe course closes today. I only do enrollments on this course once every 6 months. When it's gone, it's gone. This is a downloadable course, so as long as you enroll today, you will get all of the materials and you can work through them at your own pace. And to learn more on that now, go ahead and look below in the description for a link. Thanks so much for watching today's video and have a great day. Bye-bye.